Hello, beautiful souls. Good afternoon, good morning, good day, good evening, what have you. Welcome to the Capricorn Full Supermoon. Yes, are you feeling it? I am definitely feeling it already. A supermoon means that the moon is at the closest point in its axis to the Earth's orbit. So it's going to be big, it's going to be bright, and this is going to be monumental. So let's get into it. But first, if you are new here to this channel or this page, welcome. I'm Lori Rising. I'm an intuitive medium, a trauma-informed healing artist, a ritual facilitator, a fear culture destroyer. I've got the podcast, The Raw and Wild Hearts, so check it out. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, the notification, the bells, all the whistles. The algorithm keeps getting ramped up, and so your support is so appreciated in any form, in all ways, however you feel called. Comment below, let us know how these messages resonate with you. So, okay, let's get into the supermoon. Yes? Capricorn. What I have been getting from this energy, number one, have you been feeling almost repelled by anything electronically, social media, plugging into the matrix, any kind of media, the news? I mean, the innate truth within us is rising up at this point in such profound ways that we can't deny what we know is not true, right? And so I keep getting the message that even when we still plug in, when we know better, we're like, okay, so I'm plugging in just to be aware of what's going on, even though my truth is so different than what we're being fed, the narrative that's being created for the masses, right? Just by plugging in, we are actually still amplifying that message, because it's like the result, it doesn't, what continues to support that movement of empowerment over people, right? Power over people, Pluto's conjuncting the moon here in Capricorn, is just the plugging in. It's not the belief or disbelief. So when you actually, your actions follow your belief system, which means you no longer plug in just to see. When you plug in to what you innately know, and when you grow that in your life, it actually shifts the result. It shifts the way that systems work, the way that they organize, because they're dependent on that stream of support coming in. So if I had one gift of this Capricorn supermoon in all of Capricorn's rules and structures and regulations that it's super comfortable in, because it's ruled by Saturn. Saturn is systems, right? It would be that we all, for one day, do not turn the TV on, do not turn the radio on, completely, totally disconnect and reconnect with our internal antenna, our internal truth that taps into the known realm, the quantum field, where all is known, all the wisdom and knowledge is known there. It would completely disrupt the system. It would completely disempower the system. And that costs us nothing. It actually brings us gifts and abundance, because we get so much more clear without the narrative and the push and the messages and the belief system that isn't even ours. So chew on that, sit with it, feel into it. If you want to join me, if we want to come up with a day and spread it in the way that we can, because we are that powerful, let's do it. Okay, so there's that. And so I feel like the beauty in this full moon energy is with the Cancer and Capricorn and Uranus, right? The Pluto conjunct is huge, because that is about power and systems, and Capricorn is about structure and systems. So this is really about and Uranus is about quick change, enlightened change, quick ahas, But we also have to have space available for the redirection, right? Because if we're continuing to plug in, and I feel like this is why those of us that are doing the work and are really tapped in are feeling almost like repelled by even getting online, because our cells need the space to redirect when the new messages come in with the Uranus hits. Because Uranus is trining the moon with the North Node in Taurus. This is huge because this nodal axis point that we're on with Taurus in the North Node, it's Scorpio in the South Node, is absolutely pivotal for where we're going in New Earth or toward the Golden Age in, you know, our systems of love frequency, of balance, of higher consciousness, of the quantum field here on Earth, of the integrated higher dimensions, higher dimensional living here in this physicality. This is absolutely available and happening when we're tapping in, especially through all the portals. Every time we have an astral event like this, it keeps getting bigger, it keeps getting more available when you're doing the work, right? I've said that often to you. So feel into that. The Cancer new moon really gave us this space of confidence. It like lit a fire in our water space, which is interesting because with the supermoon coming in, it's all about shifting the water frequency, and we are water, right? When you get this kind of like amplitude in the electromagnetic field, in the photonic light on the planet, like water is the first thing to shift, and water is basically what we live by, and we respond to it. We are water as well. So I know I'm going all over the place today. But the Cancer new moon gave us this fire in our intuitive energies, in our receptivity, in the typical divine feminine energies that we know, like in this, it was like strength in the softness. Remember, our superpower as humans is our emotionality, and that has been learned out of us. It has been disassociated from us. It has been suppressed and repressed in us by a culture that fears that superpower, that wants to keep the scales imbalanced and keep power within very big systems that have been running for far too long. And not only that, but the Pluto return of the USA is hitting a day before this full moon. So we've got so much happening here, which is why you hear me going all over the place. But let's talk about Uranus real quick, okay? So Uranus is coming in with these amazing new redirects in your unfolding journey, in even your manifestation, in your magnetization. So you may have gotten specific downloads or messages in where you're going in your path. And now in the fluidity and flexibility that we want to be in for our creation energy, that is how our creation energy comes at its brightest, right? Uranus is asking us to be available to make those quick changes with the quick energy that comes in, right? And if we're over here plugging in somewhere else, then we might miss that, like, it's like that intuitive hit that just feels so right, but maybe doesn't linger. Okay, so I want you to be prepared and open and ready for that. Yeah, so much going on. And this is really about how do we use this Capricorn energy in a Uranus way? So how do we shift the structures and rules and regulations into limitlessness? That's what I keep getting. It's like, how do we create a new structure without walls that has like that flow so that we can move with the energies of our nature, of the cosmos, of ourselves, of our emotionality, in order to live in that magnetization and ease and joy. There's more to come on this in my podcast today, so definitely stay tuned. It's coming out, and I got a big download and message this morning about it. so let's see what the cards say today. If you know about Uranus, you know why this is so perfect. The card says it all. Uranus is like lightning. That's how it comes in. It like strikes like lightning. And so this is, and look at this in this card. Do you see how the lightning is coming to the heart center and chakra? It's not coming to the brain. It's not coming to the thinking mind. It's not coming to the what if scenario. It's coming to the heart activation, the emotional knowing, right? The knowledge that you have within those beautiful feelings of what it is to be truly in this multidimensional human experience. And so I love this card. I'm getting the image right now of like a Rubik's Cube, right? And when you see people doing Rubik's Cubes, you usually see it happening really fast. So it's like when this lightning strikes, when it comes in, the thunderstorm is like the quick reorganization and reorientation into what's new, into the new path, the new thought, the new belief system. Yes, thank you. So it's like, this is an opportunity to be curious about your belief systems and be available for deep change in those belief systems. We've been sold this narrative of like, we are who we are. And then we also get this message of like genetics, right? Oh, it's in my genes. I hear that so often. And we can develop traits in our genes. Sure, we can have things, but genes need epigenetics to express themselves. So the environment that we give the genes is how they express. So if your belief system is that something is coming down for you because it's in your genes, you're actually, the belief system is the environment for that gene to express itself. Do you see how this works? How deep these stories and programs become, especially when we start getting them from all the systems around us, whether it, again, I've talked about the systems before: medical system, financial system, education system, family system, right? And so how can we use this Capricorn energy of comfort in systems and rules? How can we use this with the Uranus energy, with the Pluto transformation, with the Cancer new moon energy of like confidence in our emotionality, in our home center, in our nurturing and mothering of ourselves, of the planet, of the collective, of the community, of our families? How can we bring all of this together to get into new expansive belief systems, regulation systems? And when I say regulation systems, what's coming to me is like nervous system regulation. So how do we make it more important to regulate our nervous system to be in a really soft and gentle and healthy nervous system than continue to give our power away to another system that creates a dysregulated nervous system for us, right? Because so much is going out to that system, so much of our belief and so much is coming back in stress and scarcity. So how do we reorient that quickly, like a Rubik's Cube, with all of this gorgeous Uranus surprise, change, new direction coming in with confidence, right? With total availability, with the open spaces in our cells, right? Staying in this fluidity of the water flow and shift that's going to come through in this full moon power. Okay, so I feel like I just like loaded you up with all kinds of good energy, but it was a little sporadic, like the Uranus the Uranus hits that come in. So I hope you followed me, and I hope that some message in this share today resonated with you. And if it did, please let us know in the comments what it was. How are you working with all of this energy? How are you harnessing it on this super full moon in Capricorn coming up this Wednesday, July, is it the 13th or 14th? 13th, yes. And just remember, I have new and full moon ceremonies in my membership community, in the 2 higher tiers of my Patreon community. So check that out in the show notes below, or the comments below, wherever it is, up there, down there, wherever it is. Could be at the link in my bio. And just, I have so many more offerings for you. Free offerings, meditations. Oh, yes, I have a free Clear Your Channel Mastermind coming up on Tuesday, July 19th. So definitely find that link around here and sign up. Come find out how I broke through the belief system that I was as spiritual as I was going to be. Like, I came in at a certain level of spirituality, and that's where I was in this lifetime. I broke through that to transform the stories that I had told myself about spirituality, and it only continues to grow. So I want to share with you the steps that I took in order to move into such a deep level of ascension and higher dimensional living, quite honestly, and connection with the Pleiadians and my guides and the ancestral support and the nature all around us to hear these messages. So I hope to see you there. Have a beautiful Capricorn full supermoon, and until next time, cheers. Mwah.